have the floor.
As far as I know, I'm not on. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir, we can.
Oh, okay, we're good. Thank you so much for that nice introduction, and I'm very grateful and humbled to be with you this evening for the 100 Black Women of Greater Nashville. So I welcome every opportunity to spread the word about these exceptional women. So thank you.
Thank you, Sister Ramona.
Okay, so let's just go back to the first one. Yeah, can you play that? Uh,
My name is Dorothy Balgus, and I'm 108 years old. And during World War II, I was a clerk typist in the War Department. I was one of 600,000 African American Rosie the Riveters who worked in factories, shipyards, and government offices. We helped win the war. Please support National Black Women's Labor Day on April the 5th of each year. It's time to honor our ancestors and foremothers who have given more than 400 years of their patriotism, support, and labor to building America. Thank you for your support. My
Thank you. Uh, these are images, and so I asked the question, who is remembered? Most people, most Americans recognize the image on the left, even if they don't know what it is. This was the iconic figure of Rosie the Riveter. As you can see, she's a white woman in a bandana. This was an image that came out in January of 1942 during World War II. The image on the right is Mrs. Ruth Wilson. It's the branding image for my documentary. She was 88 years old when she posed for this. This is an oil painting. She helped build a aircraft carrier at the Philadelphia Navy Yard. She was a sheet metal specialist. She transitioned in October of 2024. She was 102 years old. Next. Okay, what you have here is the image of a basketball beside a marble. Uh, World War II was the basketball. The marble is every other event in human history. So World War II was the most significant event in human history. And there's no other event that comes close. And so this was the best way I could visually show the real impact of World War II and its significance. Next. Here are just some facts and figures, and this is all the numbers about World War II are off the charts. And you can read these for yourselves, but pay attention in particular to the last two lines. More than 1 million Black people, men and women, were in the US military during World War II. And the cost of World War II in 2020 dollars was $4 trillion. Look at that. It's amazing. Next. Okay. So before the war, Black women, like all Black folks, had a hard time. So according to the 1940 census, the last census taken before the war, more than 80% of all Black women were employed either as domestics or sharecroppers. Both of my grandmothers were domestics, right? Most Black women lived in the Jim Crow South, and the majority of Black people couldn't vote. Next. Okay, so who were the Rosies? Rosie the Riveters were women who replaced mostly white men in industry and government during World War II. The US military had 16 million people in it, most of them male, most of them white. So the Rosies, Black and white and Hispanic and Asian, were the women who went to work during World War II to fill those jobs. So Rosies were welders, coast watchers, typists, riveters, shipbuilders. They performed admirably in hundreds of job categories. Whatever men would have been doing, During the war, women stepped up and did it. A handful, and there were actually a handful of college-educated Black women who were code breakers in Washington, D.C. Most of the code breakers were women, and one of the prerequisites to be a code breaker, you had to be very good in mathematics. Next. So what is their legacy? 600,000 Black women. They are our greatest generation. These women, World War II only lasted for a minute, but they brought millions of dollars into the Black community. They spearheaded and backboned the civil rights movement. They changed the employment future for all generations of Black women. Many of you in the audience tonight are standing on their shoulders, and I dare say some of you have these women in your family and may not know it. And the 600,000 were arguably the most significant group of Black women, and I emphasize group of Black women post-enslavement. Next. So one of the things we did, Invisible Warriors took about 16 years from start to finish to complete. And one of the things we did at the Basil and Becky Educational Foundation, the journey affected me so powerfully personally that I decided to start National Black Women's Labor Day. My mother was a World War II Rosie. And so as I learned more and more about my mother's generation, it just seemed significant to me that we needed to do something to honor not only the Rosies, but all Black women who've given for at least 403 years of labor to this country. Most of that labor, 250 years of it, was as enslaved individuals. And so I believe so we started National Black Women's Labor Day as a way of honoring Black women and their contributions to America. And we just celebrated our 3rd anniversary Monday evening. So that's where National Black Women's Labor Day comes from. Next, please. Okay, so National Black Women's Labor Day honors the memories and legacies of all women of African American descent who have worked, as I said, as enslaved individuals, mostly during this country's history. And they have had a diversity of positions from enslaved field hands to Vice President of the United States and everything in between. And so that is the journey of Black women. And when you really, really think about it, most of the progress, I'll put that term in quotes, most of the progress that women generally have made, they have made since World War II. World War II was really the coming out party for women across the globe. You had Rosies in Great Britain, you had Rosies in the Soviet Union, you even had Rosies in Nazi Germany. They weren't called that, but they were doing industrial work to support the war. And so we believe the special recognition should always be given to the Black Rosies who represented a major turning point in the progress and the prospects and opportunities for all Black women. And I ask the question, if we don't honor our foremothers and ourselves, who will? Next. So part of what we do, and I consider National Black Women's Labor Day my gift to Black women. So on National Black Labor Day, as this grows, we want this to be an intergenerational family community day to celebrate not only the past, but to reflect on and to look at where we are currently and where we want to go. And the last thing I have is collective economics, because we have a problem with economics as a collective group. African Americans have spending power. In 2025, these are the last states these things are available. African Americans have spending power of $2 trillion. $2 trillion. If we were our own country, we would be the 14th or 15th wealthiest countries in the world. And there are 193 countries, and we would be number 14 or 15 based upon our economic spending power. But then I will ask all of you, if we have so much wealth coming in, why is it that Black people don't own or control anything in the country? Something to think about. So on National Black Women's Labor Day, we want it to be a day of remembrance, and we want Black museums, community organizations, women's groups like yours, and others to join in. And so we have a major task to bring it to people's attention. So what we want to do also on National Black Women's Labor Day is have an annual screening, an annual national screening. And if organizations decide to participate in National Black Women's Labor Day, I will waive the screening license for that day. And they can also use the documentary as a fundraiser for their organization. And we also have a National Black Women's Labor Day toolkit that has all kinds of activities and other things that, organizations can do. But this is part of the vision of what we see as National Black Women's Labor Day. We have to do something with this. Next. Play the video, please.
I'm Dr. Cheryl Heath Johnson, and I'm a Rosebud, daughter of a Rosie the Riveter. This year, I'm celebrating my mother, Eunice Heath, on National Black Women's Labor Day. Eunice was 99 years old when she learned that she was a Rosie the Riveter. She never imagined that working in a munitions factory, putting pins in bombs, qualified her to be a Rosie, when in fact, she was one of over 600,000 Black Rosies with that can-do spirit, working in factories, government, shipyards, and other positions across the country. Where was your mother, grandmother, great-great-grandmother, aunt, cousin working during World War II? She too could be a Rosie. Know the history of the women in your family and celebrate them with me on April 6th, National Black Women's Labor Day. Thank you.
Next. So if y'all want to get in touch with me, we can, here's my contact information. I'm also available for virtual or live presentations. We've screened and I've talked at almost 100, about 95 different organizations, colleges, universities, corporate museums, etc., cultural organizations, things like that. And here's the deal, like, except for when I talk to colleges or universities where I have a captive audience, most of the people who come out and see my documentary are baby boomers like me. They are white and they are female. And I'm glad they're there, but that's not why I made it. I made it for people who are 15 and 20 who need to know this history. And so here's my information. If you want to talk, get in touch, do something, here it is. So